because it does look pretty troublesome.
I mean, they've got some sort of power. Obviously, a lot of pressure is going to be on these chronospheres, as we've talked about many times with the changes. It's such a long cooldown at all levels. You cannot afford to mess up one, and especially in a game where there's going to be these meepos breathing down your neck. The pressure will be on to a maximum. We'll see if EG can cut it against it, but it is not going to be easy. Everything on paper is set out to make this game look entirely winnable for meepo within like the first 25 minutes of this game.
I have to agree, and I think the only X factor that maybe you can pull in is Abed. We look at Abed, he knows meepo, right? This is the meepo player. When you talk about meepo, it's Abed now that comes to mind for the most part. So there's still a lot of other players that do it, but the big one is of course Abed. So can he read? Can he play around it? Can he actually expose Nisha maybe perhaps on this meepo? We went back and we actually looked at a couple of the past games of Nisha, and he only has one that he's shown of the meepo at a tournament, and he only had like 4 other games in his pubs. He must be hiding something, playing it on another account.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to imagine these players, they have their accounts, but they play their heroes to make sure they don't give away anything, and there's every reason to believe that Nisha, he's going to be able to perform very nicely.
For sure.
And you know, as we say, this is a game where you don't really have to be the best meepo in the world to have a good time against these heroes of EG.
Yep. Should be good for the side of Secret. EG, I think really important for them is just do well in the lanes in particular so that they don't get too far behind, but they're really going to have to play and ramp it up. I'm looking at Crit as well as Abed to really start just looking to put the pressure on and then just shut down this meepo. So they're going to have to do a lot, and it's going to be hard.
It'll be very interesting to see how well Abed's able to sort of handle the meepo on the first level or so. See how good he can use those astrals to make sure that Nisha doesn't get a free few waves to start things off, because obviously as the lane does progress, Nisha as the meepo, it's going to cause issues for an OD in this 1v1. Abed's going to be heavily pressured after the first few levels.
Yeah, and we see the way that Yapzor started. He not only put a ward down, but he stood on top of that ward because you know that Tiny is going to look to run mid, and he's going to look to toss back that meepo into an awkward position so that the OD can have a better matchup, but he will not allow that. So we're going to keep watching the movements of Crit, see if he's able to ever find a position to get on top of that meepo. They're going to leave Zai on island. I don't think it's anything that Zai's not used to.
RTZ trying to trade his best with him, has that level 1 bash to try and play for the RNG and keep Zai as low as possible. And this mid lane, as we can see, first wave, first level, Abed doing a good job forcing out that regen to be popped by Nisha against this sort of pressure to start things off. And these side lanes, I mean, as you say, any of these side lanes you feel that EG can really make the most of it. Actually, bottom lane, but the toss away from Crit was getting gone on by Matu. But will be the case, at least able to keep himself and Ramses pretty safe anytime the Monkey King steps forward, as long as they have vision for a target to toss him back to.
That was interesting. Sorry, I was just taking a look at something really quickly. Yeah, I did see that right. I thought I'd seen things, but he did purge off the retaliate stacks. So that's what happened there. Because I saw that Zai was up to 13. I didn't think that he actually used it, but no, he used it, and the Oracle Dispel actually removes all 13 stacks immediately. I had not seen that interaction happen before. A nice little heads-up play to remove Zai's pressure that he could actually put onto the void. Yeah, like you said, Skrff went top.
Well, actually, Absol taking quite a bit of harassment here from Fly. Not quite level 2 though, so won't have the nuke potential to kill him off, but being able to push him away and make sure that there is that space for RTZ to have this free farm lane to start things off. Now in the mid lane with the second meepo out, we'll start to see Nisha catch back up and almost certainly start to take the lead against this OD that Abed's trying his best to match up against the meepo in the mid lane.
Yeah, now that these two are up here, I think this is going to be such a hard lane for RTZ to actually get farm in. The pressure that does come out from Skrff and Centaur. Every time you walk up, you're just going to get hit by so many multiple nukes and even a stun to follow. If you get hit by what? I think it's a level 2 hoof stop once it's available. If you get hit burst immediately down afterwards, it's really difficult for you to backtrack. We're also probably going to see really early point in silence coming out from Yapzor. So yeah, that top lane should be very difficult for EG to secure farm now at this point. He is already off to a good start though, since he was in a 1v1 or a 2v1 versus that Centaur at the start. So lanes, like we said, we want EG to do well right now. Not too shabby.
And that bottom laner, Ramses, we've been talking about him a lot last game and throughout the series we've seen. He really has been this incredible standout player in terms of the increase in how well he's been able to perform on the main stage here at LAN. On the Enchantress this game, is this a sort of hero that he can take over the game on, or is it going to be a little bit harder for him to have anywhere sort of the same impacts as he did in game 1 as a Doom?
I think it'll be pretty hard. You're versus a Meepo. That's always going to be very difficult for you. I think Monkey King also can get on top of you and cause a lot of problems too inside that mid game. And they have a Skrff, so they have the magical burst to actually bring down this hero quite easily in the mid game too if they do connect to the stun.
You see Abed there toying around with Nisha, dropping some items, trying to bait him away from TPing out, but Nisha's not gonna fall for that sort of a trick. But Abed, he has done an excellent job on those first few waves. He got a fair few denies in against the Meepo, so he's going to get a good XP advantage.
Nisha also missed the stack just now. Abed is running in to try to contest the jungle. He has a haste rune too.
All right, we'll see what he can do to play around with this. Leads him with the Astral. But obviously no chance of trying to force for a kill, just trying his best to slow down Nisha. Make sure that Nisha's kept low, at least on one of the Meepos, so there isn't a chance for him to sort of split attention between the mid lane and the neutral creeps. He has to fully commit to the jungle, and then that space can continue to be there for Abed to soak in the levels in this mid lane, uncontested.
Yapzor will soak experience, though, at least against that, to counteract a bit for Secret. So Nisha, he's going to get full jungle farm, and Yapzor is going to be pretty happy. I mean, Yapzor is always happy when he's able to take a farm lane.
Oh, maybe down bottom. Matsu, they're going on him. He has the cold embrace back up from Puppy, so the burst of crit won't bring him down immediately. Nice dodge
damage
off the impetus hit, and now Matsu is even looking to try and turn and run down. Crit spells, they are on cooldown. He gets the burst, the heal, it'll keep him alive, does finally fall, but he got his first blood, and Ramses does go down to the supports of Secret.
If he doesn't mischief dodge, he is dead before then. He gives first blood. Super nice play there by the Monkey King of Matumbaman.
And again, look at this Abed.
He knows what he needs to do.
Yeah, he's down.
He's the Meepo player, right? He knows that he needs to try to put the pressure on and ensure that the Meepo can't actually constantly go to jungle here. He's actually just going to take the jungle from him and have Tiny take the mid lane. So this might be a little bit of an interesting dynamic we're going to see of maybe the OD chasing Meepo around constantly, just letting Tiny take mid lane.
I mean, even so, though, even with these moves from Abed, it's just so hard for him alone, really, to slow down Nisha's game. Nisha's just going to be able to clean up these camps so quickly. You see it in the CS. 47 CS is this Meepo at the 5-minute mark. Nisha, sure, he may have been pushed away from that sort of ideal spot down on the bottom half, but he's also staying a step ahead of Abed. He knows that Abed knows the kind of moves that he wants to be making early on, and he's staying away from them.
You can't prevent it as an OD. They're trying everything. There you go. A glyph as well, even to prevent Nisha from getting the double poof on the creep wave. But either way, like you said, he's still 500 or 600, maybe even more. Yeah, 600 net worth over the OD just at this point, just from this.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do as an OD.
Yeah.
As he will be able to secure that Siege Creep CS. A bit of a pause here, but so far, 6 minutes in, 2-1. The lead's starting to grow for Secret. Nisha's opening to the game, looking very strong. It's what we expected, but EG, they're going to have that chance to make plays. Once the sixes are online, and specifically on RTZ and Abed's Void, we can expect to see them come together. RTZ can look to play aggressive with that first chrono and try and get at least one of these cores of Secrets knocked off the map. We'll see this play again down bottom, as you say, Matu just dodging that impetus beautifully. He goes down, but he gets everything they would have wanted from this trade. A first blood and 2 kills.
Yeah, and I think Skrff was the one who got the secondary one. Yeah, Yapzor. So he will pick himself up a lot of farm too, which is really nice too, because he's going to be, as we know, Yapzor, he's going to be very greedy with the way he purchases too. No small items. He doesn't go for any type of wand build up, no mangoes, no more clarities or anything. Straight double crown. He's just rushing an Atos this game to deal with that void.
Yeah, you saw the timing there as well. It was very close to Matu being able to make the big plays. He was 1 second away from Boundless Strike coming back online when he died. So it was very close to being a situation where he could have turned and actually life-stealed up and survived. But EG were able to at least punish that and use that timing against him. It looks like we are just waiting for RTZ to reconnect and get himself back into the game.
His farm's still very solid up top, as we see, like, because they forced Yapzor, he rotated down bottom. It ends up being that he's just versus Zai again, so the matchup, he will have a lot of free farm up there. He already has the treads finished up. Treads level 5, about to be 6. That's when he can look to set up kills. They even could just kill Zai with like 1 or 2 bashes. An easy way to just bring him down with the Oracle there, level 3.
Just sort of push that advantage they had. As you say, that lane set up top it's been pretty ideal for Arteezy, and no sort of signs from Secret in an attempt to stop it. But Secret, they're just going to be feeling happy. They know that Nisha's having a free start to the game in that middle lane, and they can just sort of continue to wait on that sort of timing. Just make sure that Nisha gets this beginning. He's been able to sort of back off, and as long as they keep Nisha out of harm's way and put him in positions where EG can't really hunt him down, make these aggressive plays with the Chronos and the Sanity's Eclipses, they know that this Meepo is going to be able to quite easily carry this game on his shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see, I mean, EG, they know this though. They recognize it's a last pick Meepo versus a very good lineup. You see their ward setups, they've already blanketed. We'll see it again in a second after we get the unpause, which is coming right here. We see the ward set up there. You see those dire wards, one in the bottom side of the jungle, one in the other side of the jungle, and one even watching if any rotations do happen. So they've covered their bases, but now top bottom.
They're going to get Ramses. Fly tries to TP in to help out, but he won't be able to assist. And now with that TP, he's going to end up giving up his own life as well. Secret clean up the 2 of them down bottom. As these movements from the sky, there will always be that additional amount of burst to take Ramses down before he's able to rely on the sustain from his heal to keep him alive.
And Enchantress is one of those heroes that you can do okay versus Monkey King when you can dispel that, as we see there. He dispelling the Jingu, but besides that, Monkey King is very good versus Enchantress.
He comes to the lane, the setup's there. Secret, it's starting to pace up the speed that they're playing at, and the chances that they're taking, they're looking very good. That quick kill down bottom, Nisha starting to set up on these early kills onto the Abed OD. Already the worries that were there from the draft, they're starting to show.
Absolutely.
This is not going to be an easy game at all for EG.
No, and the Monkey King too, like I was saying, he's a good hero in this game too. I mean, even though he's one of your opening picks, he's not very, I mean, he's versus some heroes that can be a little difficult for him, but he's just good versus majority of their draft too. If he gets Wukong's off, Enchantress melts very quickly. Same thing for the OD as well. You're not too worried about an untouchable as a Monkey King. Rotations are coming out, EG. Looking to want to peel the pressure away from their OD, away from their Void, by making a move down bottom here.
I mean, they know that Matu is low on the mana. He's just got that 1 stick charge, so hasn't got the potential to use his full toolkit, so they can look to dive him. Looks like they don't want to try. They fill it with the backup at the Wyvern. It's a little too risky to make the aggressive play there. They'll sweep back over to mid, where Yabsaw is showing. Continues to soak up some of the farm here. That gets pushed in on the mid lane. But still, it really is. It's very hard for EG to make plays. Both of these supports are going to be able to respond on Secret's side and turn things around. And the cores, they're not easy to go on. All 3 at the cores having stuns. Now Zai with level 6, he has the Stampede. They've got a lot of counter plays and a lot of escape Secret. EG's only hope to really find a kill, it is going to be with that Chronosphere from Artur.
They're setting up for top. Yabsa's here with level 6 already.
And already the stop, the silence. The defensive factor will come out. Arbed throws down the Sanity's Eclipse and Nukes down Zai very low. Not enough to kill him. Arbed has got the movement speed. But get him. There were a couple of hits. He hasn't got the Arcane Orb skilled, so it's only the right click he can rely on, and it just isn't enough. The Sanities alone did not do it. He had to use the Astral to help out Arteezy. Maybe if Arteezy decided to lead him with the Chrono, they could have got that, but he wanted to hold on to it, and that does cost them the potential kill.
The attacks are so slow. One more. Will he throw the Boundless? He will.
Oh, he is. Crits in. Maybe with the impetus they can turn. Matu in trouble. The heal's been dispelled and he's gone. So EG, they get the carry. Can they take anything else? They're looking towards Puppey. Arteezy's here. He's moving down. And he's going to throw the Chrono. No messing around here as he gets the vision, locks down the Wyvern in the tree line. And I do agree that's just the way that EG have to play right now. They see a kill. They've got to take it. It is a long cooldown, but these early kills, if they can sort of result in an objective as well, it's going to be worth it. As EG, they're pushing it onto this tier 1. Secret, they will defend this though. The TPs are coming in, and Nisha is in the neighborhood. They start to look towards this. Arteezy, he actually goes in aggressively onto the Meepo. They're trying to see if they can do this and kill down Nisha with the back. They can! The aggression pays off from Arteezy. There's no backup for Nisha, and that's a huge kill for Artur to find. They're sweeping back over. They know that Matu's shown himself. He starts to pounce away. See if Matu wants to fight. He's toying around with the idea of committing with the Wukong, who goes for it. Locks down Crypt with the stun. Arbet's here to help out RTZ. He gets silent. He's in trouble. The Mystic Flare. RTZ's dead. He cannot try and walk away in time. The Cold Embrace keeps Matu alive. EG is still trying to fight on despite the loss of their Void. Matu nuked down low by the Purifying Flames. EG, they'll take down the Monkey King.
Nice aggressive plays coming in. They lose the Void though, and in the meanwhile too, Zai does just take the top tower. Nisha teleports mid. He says, I want nothing to do with bottom. EG look like they should be able to continue the pressure down here. Actually, they just have to back away. The Wyvern nukes are too much with the Skrff for them to continue forward, and they don't want to lose their towers as much. See Nisha, he was starting to threaten toward mid. Yeah, EG with some nice movements and just getting a pretty thankful kill, I would say, on the Meatball, playing a little bit too over-aggressive down bottom.
Every single time they step away between the Retaliate and the Meepo army, a lot of easy siege potential for Secret to utilize whilst those lanes go undefended.
Oh man, that's Yapzor has an Atos.
This is an incredibly quick one. We saw already RTZ getting tripped up by the silence alone. That in combination with the rod, he's going to be incredibly reliant on either his OD or Oracle being around to bail him out if they do get the lockdown onto him.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot on Fly just to be in the right position, but he can actually just prevent a lot of the kill just with Fate's Edict. He doesn't actually have to blow the false promise when it's just the Skrff setting up for the kill. So if he's got his heads up plays and if he's in the right spot, he should be able to save a lot of the times, but still can be very difficult, as we will see this pace definitely ramp up for Secret. By the Atos reveal right here.
There's the combo, Atos reveal, and goodbye Ramses. Yapzor, off the back of that quick Atos timing, his game it's going to start looking very good. He's already 4-0-2 on the Skrff.
He is 2 levels over his carry. Level 9 Skrff, level 7 Monkey King. So, yeah, Yapzor, he's definitely going to start feeling himself here.
It's going to be one of those Yapzor games for sure.
Yep. He has so many good targets, right? Like we mentioned, the OD, the silence is always going to be useful. Void as well as Enchantress are your 2 most optimal, but it's good versus pretty much everybody if he's able to find the setup, if the Oracle isn't there to protect them. And this just ensures Nisha more time to farm in that jungle, as he's got an Eagle Song now finished up on top of those Treads triple Wraith Band. Gonna have a very early Ethereal Blade, as we tend to see around that 15-minute mark.
And with that, just another way to really mess with RTZ's Chronospheres. As long as there's that chance for him to get the E-Blade out from the outside of it.
Or just make Yapzor even stronger too. We can see like an E-Blade into an Atos, into a Mystic Flare with a max silence. Pretty much anybody's going to be dead if they don't have the backup of the Oracle. Yeah,
all about the execution from EG in response, as we say. Oracle and OD, they've got to be ready to save their teammates at the moment that it's needed. So RTZ Maelstrom nearly done, so his farm will start to speed up a little bit. Still will be very hard for him to keep up with the pace that Nisha's playing, as so far his Meepo, other than that one mistake down bottom, he's continued to farm with no trouble at all. EG just haven't been able to set themselves up in a way that allows them to get over to Secret's half of the map. The waves are being pushed out, and Secret are able to maintain this game state where Nisha feels incredibly safe. Mid lane, another setup from Yapzor. Rod of Atos into the Mystic Flare, and he's dead again. This Skrff on the hunt, and with that quick timing, you've got to be prepared to play against him. There's so much kill potential from Yapzor alone.
But like you said it though, I think I also saw Secret drawing these lines before. Is just keep lanes constantly shoved, keep lanes constantly pushed, because someone is gonna have to address them, and that's when you're just gonna be able to easy setup kills. Matumba, stop the TP.
With RTZ is gonna time walk in. He's going to see if he can do this. He's got the chrono as well, if he wants to commit it for that extra bit of time, but he's not going to use it quite yet. Doesn't feel confident that he has the damage alone to take this kill, and now they're back coming in up top. Yapzor's are hunting. RTZ will manage to jump away, and Yapzor doesn't want to make a go on it. Didn't have the Mystic Flare up, would have only been the other skill set that he could have used, and it would maybe not have been enough burst. So RTZ is allowed to live. He's still farming dangerously close, though, to the action of Secret, and he's very far away from his teammates. He's poking around with the idea of coming back down here, but Yapzor is still waiting. So RTZ, he's got to keep his cool and not get too greedy, and he won't. He'll start to move his way back towards the mid, stick to the jungle, and make sure that he's not in a position for Secret to get the jump on him.
Secret continuing to grow that lead, though. It's mostly the Meepo. It's Meepo and Yapzor, pretty much, that are causing that lead to be happening right now. But they are getting pretty significant farm on the ones that need it, too. You see Zai as well as Matumbaman are still keeping up decently and acquiring their items, too. Looks like they're trying to actually get a little bit more pressure on the map. EG trying to get this first tower of the game for themselves. But it really does feel really quite difficult for EG to make these aggressive moves, because if they do make an over-aggressive move and they don't get kills, then a Roche can happen. But look at this, even with that aggressive move not going well, Secret's prepared for it anyway. It's gonna be level 15 Meepo able to do this one quite easily at full health.
Yeah, with that early E-Blade timing, he's got a lot of stats, a lot of agi, a lot of punch. Into the pit he goes. And EG, this is just not a space of the map that they're going to feel confident fighting into. They've got to let Secret have this. And you see Secret's entire team inside the jungle of EG, so there's no way that EG can get anywhere close to Nisha doing this one. This Aegis, it's going to be Secret's.
Aegis versus Void is always a big problem, as you just start to hesitate a lot more with your Chronosphere. Same thing with the OD Sanity's Eclipse. Definitely a lot harder for them these next few moments. They do at least have Crit now picking up his Blink Dagger on the Tiny, so maybe he can try to force some action and pop that Aegis in some weird position. But Secret, I don't think they're going to be likely to give that opportunity right now, as they're all starting to group up toward top.
And with that Aegis, Nisha can start to get involved on the offensive. For the most part, he's been sticking to the jungle. Now he's ready to go, ready to make plays with the rest of his team. If he finds it, as you can see, with at least one of the Meepos in range of his teammates, so backup will be inbound in an instant second. A nice find for him as well. Just pick up the Van Brace recipe, so more stats for himself on the Meepo if he wishes to go. There's top side, taking a lot of damage from this impetus, but it's a little bit of a bait. Sets up for Nisha to get him with the nets. Ramsey's backing away. He has got that buff of the hood, and with that in mind, Secret won't find any further lockdown onto him. So Ramsey's will live, starts to heal himself up. The tower's in trouble. They'll pop the fortification, EG. Still yet to bring the rest of them over here. EG know they've got to just try and use the space elsewhere on the map. They are not ready to take on a fight head-on with the Meepo. They've got to continue to get Arteezy's farm rolling in, at least find the BKB so that he can commit with these Chronos without any worry of Yapso just sitting back, throwing down a Mystic Flare, making it impossible for Arteezy to stay on a target.
It's a game where you are just desperate for a BKB when you're playing versus Silences and when you're also playing versus Meepo. You get one Earthbind on you, you're going to get a follow-up and a follow-up and a follow-up, and you're infinitely going to get locked down. So it is probably one of the best BKB games that he just has to get at this game, or he just will absolutely feed on the Void. Yeah, they're trying to distribute their wealth. They're trying to make sure that everybody is getting farm, all three cores on the side of EG. So they are splitting themselves up nicely on the map, but it's still a Secret just getting a little bit more.
It is all mainly funneled in on the Meepo, though. You sort of let's say beyond the Meepo, and Arteezy and Arbed really are in a very respectable position for 18 minutes in to have the farm that they have. They're doing a good job of making sure that they do not get caught out too many times. You know, Yapso, he got a very quick timing on that Atos. Crit has managed to blink away. He's on the cliff. We'll see if they do look hunting for him on that high ground, and it looks like they won't, so he'll be fine. Bottom lane, Arteezy doesn't really want to commit the Chrono, a little too far to go, and already with Zai being at the distance he is, it's a very beefy target to beat down. He needs a lot of damage back up, and that won't be there from sort of having the Oracle around alone. He needs at least the Ozi or Ramses to be there with the Enchantress to have that additional bit of damage coming into his Chronosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. He's pretty limited though. Like the panel was mentioning, they don't have this AA blast that can just always come to help out the Void in this game. It's going to be a lot harder. They have to always bring a core for the most part to contribute the damage inside of it, which is always awkward. You never want to you don't want to be going for these gank scenarios where you have two cores in the same lane all the time.
Yeah, we're going to have to see some incredible Chronospheres. I mean, they can be supported by Crit, of course. You can expect that if Arteezy can at least get one of the supports plus a core in Crit, he'll be looking for those moves to toss an additional hero in. So if you don't necessarily get caught by the initial jump from Arteezy, you've still got to be careful with your positioning as Secret, because Crit, you know that this man, he's going to be able to grab and set up for more.
I like how Fly's been playing this whole game, though. Look at him. It's the buddy system. He's been pretty much within 1,000 range of Arteezy since the moment that we saw that kill, at least down bottom, happen onto the Enchantress. He's found his buddy. He needs to just sit by and make sure that he can just farm this BKB before they can look to take a decent fight. As Abed just jungles before he's able to get a BKB. Now Secret, though, they have about a minute left on their Aegis, and we also have about 8 seconds left for those outposts. They're looking for some fight.
I mean, this makes a lot of sense. I feel like EG, they've done pretty well to get away with the space that they've been getting on their cores. Secret know this, and they want to try and look for the big hit.
Scanned out, EG, they're aware. Crit's gonna have to play around it down here. Stun off the mark.
He's still got the blink and a TP, Crit. He'll get himself as deep as possible, but he gets him. The first net into the second. Nisha predicting the blink perfectly and immediately locking Crit down, so there's no escape for the Tiny. Now they can push in with the E-Blade and the Skadi. Nisha, he's going to take these towers down incredibly quickly.
Yeah, and I like this build up to this game. He had the blink dagger built up. I know it's a common build for the Meepo, but I feel like we've seen a lot of times with some team people do like the double E-Blades or something like that, but you're playing versus OD. You want mana. You want to be able to ensure that you have as much stats and mana pool as possible so you can fight versus that hero and not worry too much about the sanities in particular. And yeah, very heads-up move is, of course, YapzOr, he secures that last hit of the kill. And he also has a Philosopher's Stone on YapzOr too, so, you said it's going to be one of those YapzOr games. This is just going to further increase the potential of it.
Oh, there's the BKB, not out of the woods quite yet, EG. They've got a long ways to go, but Arteezy can at least feel a little safer out on the map and maybe won't quite need Fly by his side the entire time of this game. They're going to look to try and fight with the BKB, making the move towards mid. Matu is about to show. Will lead in. Crit tries to get him, but a quick jump back from Matu gets him out of harm's way.
Arteezy's trying to check for the backlines here, seeing if he can find anything.
Puppey will reveal himself one with a Splinter Blast, but obviously Arteezy, he's got his eyes set on the bigger targets. But Secret, they're playing very smart, very defensively, and in a way that makes it impossible for EG to penetrate and get to any sort of backlines with this Chronosphere. EG's got to sort of settle it down again and look to reset and make a move in a moment's time. This smoke's not going to achieve anything.
No, Secret knew that it was coming, especially onto the mid lane, because you saw top, Zai immediately started running toward top, so the wave was already pushing really far. Puppey was already pushing bottom, speaking of Puppey.
He's got the curse, and with a TP out, they'll make it away. Crit's already used the combo, there's nothing else to hold him back. So even Puppey able to avoid these moves, these sweeps from EG. And it has been a long, long time where Arteezy, with the way he's had to focus on farm, we just haven't seen him being able to use this Chronosphere to set up any kills in the early game.
Yeah, if it's just him by himself, setting up a kill is very difficult with that Chrono. If he catches Matumbaman, perhaps he can go for the kill by himself, but yeah, like we said, he doesn't have that much damage to be able to contribute inside of it unless he has backup from his core heroes, from that OD or from that Enchantress in particular. So yeah, it's very hard for him to try to find these Chronos for the time being. And Secret, they're starting to tank up a lot more. 2,500 HP Meepo with 25 armor. Zai, 2,000 HP with a pipe.
I'm going to see Crit walk into him, Zai. Not really targeting the for they tried to, but Zai with a quick blink, he dodges the avalanche, they nuke down Crit. Arteezy jumps in with the time dilation again, not wanting to use the Chrono on Zai, so no commitment back in turn. They'll just have to accept the loss of Tiny.
He can't, if he throws Chrono on a Centaur there, you're just going to lose your last tier 2s and you're going to lose full map control. He has to catch the big targets. Yeah. He has to pretty much catch the Meepo or the Monkey King inside of one of those Chronos. Cannot waste it on pretty much anybody else in this type of game because it's just such a long cooldown. If they don't have it, they're just on such a back foot. Just holding it is a threat. See Matumbaman, he's picked up his big item. He's got the Desolator finished up.
And back to farming it is, or at least Arteezy. Have the dust on Puppey. He has the rest of his team heading over, so they've got to kill this quick. They're not going to get the chance to, though. The Winter's Curse now in the back. The Mystic Flare, Ancient Seal, Crit Scott. Jump inside, the Who-Stomp onto the two of them. They'll focus down the support, poof down Fly, and now turn towards Artur. His supports are gone. He'll have time warp back in a second. Another jump is there, but the E-Break connects, slowing him down. Nisha can close the gap. He's got to use his BKB. He has to stay alive. He cannot afford to die, and the BKB will save him. But they're having to run, they're having to retreat, and still EG just struggle to get anything going their way. They cannot look for these fights. Arbet's trying to make the best with this space. He's down bottom, focusing on farming up for his next item, but as every minute passes, the Secret lineup just gets stronger and stronger.
Yeah, it's like, what is that next item really going to do? But they have to try to do something in this game in order to try to match Secret, because Secret's just running away with it. 8k lead, 12-5, but it feels like it's much worse than that, to be honest, just because of the state of the game. Arteezy having to pop a full defensive BKB, unable to even go for any type of these Chrono setups. That was them trying to set up onto the 5 position, and they get turned on like that. And I feel like we're going to see that happen quite a lot. When you're playing versus the Meepo, when you're playing versus the Skywrath as Void, you just have to pretty much pop the BKB and either play defensively or go in immediately. It's a very scary matchup. As now Abed also has his BKB, so he's a little bit more liberal to join the fight too, but like we said, there's so many different ways that Secret can deal with that. And they have BKB piercing disable. They have a Wyvern on their team to be able to deal with that too.
And now Wyvern with a blink, so it's even easier for Puppey to make the counter plays. So now, as committing with the BKBs, the Chronos, the Sanity's Eclipse, Puppey's still going to be in there, and he's going to be ready to mess with you. Around the river, the focus goes once again. Secret know that it really is on EG to try and make something happen. If Secret can just continue the game at this tempo, this victory should be theirs. They've got the exact draft and heroes to do it.
Getting a big wraparound here too. If they're able to find Fly, which they will see in a second. Zai does get the idea here.
Puppey's in.
Jumps in.
They get the boundless strike onto Crit. Jump forward. Then you can down. The HSC, the Wukong's command. He'll bring him low. Abed tries to save him with the Astral, but they cannot get Crit out of there. Secret just take away another life of Evil Geniuses as they push them away from this pit. Roshan will be respawning soon. And EG, it's still so immensely hard for them to take a team fight against Secret's lead. Maybe they can try for some sort of sweet chrono play to steal the Aegis, steal the Roche kill. This game's certainly getting into the point where you've got to sort of think drastic like that if you're EG. There's not going to be much else that gives you any sort of opportunity to swing back this game.
No, I mean, it really is just starting to feel pretty impossible for them, even though it's only, like we said, only that 9k gold lead, but who do you really target? Like, they have to get this pretty much dream chrono on everybody. It really is starting to feel like. Because if they get initiated on, even Fly is unable to really respond and get the saves off a lot of the time because he's only level 10. As we know, Oracle has been hit by nerfs, when he was starting to get really, really popular, so your cast range is pretty bad on your ultimate to even try to protect people. And like you said, Roche is up, Aegis and Cheese for a Meepo. You weren't able to kill him before, how are you going to kill him now?
Yeah, and this Meepo, 4,700 gold, he's got the money pretty much to get that Hex done, Nisha's game.
Yeah, he's going to pick it up with the courier right now.
Yeah.
And then getting your BKB off on a Void or on an OD is going to be that much more difficult. Really just seems like Secret has just a perfect draft and a perfect setup for themselves in this game too.
And they're out on the move again. EG, they do spot Zai, but still it's who do you make the moves on right now? Crit. He's going to try to poke at Zai. Will toss him back into Artesia, but with the Who Stomp, Zai can start to step away. They'll throw a few impetuses out already on the back lines. They're forcing back the Tiny. Zai will live. The Glimmer Cave keeps him safe, and now Secret's ready to move in and try and punish them. They're onto him. The Void's in trouble. The False Post will help out a little bit. A quick time walk to get rid of some of the damage done, but Nisha could just continue to turn.
They're not even hurting him.
Damage. He's big. He falls low, but he still lives. Another time walk. Artesia gets away. Wukong's command down. Abed uses the BKB. Backs off. Zai does buy back. They were able to get something out of the CG, and they don't lose anything themselves. So, all things considered, not the worst of trades. They do have to use their BKBs.
They couldn't find Fly was in really good positioning there. Nisha, you can see he was holding on to his Hex the entire time there, actually looking to go for different targets since he knew the Void was going to get ulted. He was going to get Fall Promise there. He was trying to find a different target to go for, but he wasn't able to find that Oracle as CG was all playing on the right side there. So pretty decent there for them, only having to use BKBs, saving their Chronosphere as well.
And now even that little opportunity of, if they get Zai again, that will give them a lot of playing room to try and make moves when they do have, well, they kind of have the numbers advantage. Obviously, there's a lot of Meepos in the game, so they still won't quite have that, even with one kill. But they still have that Chronosphere. He's holding on to it, Artesia. As we say, the emphasis on him really to only use it when he sees the dream moment to do so.
One bad Chrono could just end the game.
Yeah, the threat alone has definitely had some sort of impact on the speed that Secret's playing. They're very content, of course, to continue the farm game, take pickoffs when they're presented to them. But they haven't been too aggressive going right into EG's half of the map looking for a 5-on-5 all the time. They'll take it if EG bring it to them, but Secret know there's no real pressure. They can continue to farm, and their heroes will naturally remain at a lead. Down in the jungle at the bottom, Ramses has been hunted out by Nisha. Do EG want to use anything to try and help him out? He'll try and force away. He's juking out some of these nets, but there's the follow from Yapso. Two-man stop on the back line. They're in a lot of trouble. He goes in. He's going to commit with the chronosphere. Is there any damage there? He gets Poppy with the curse. Makes the whole chrono useless. But on the back, he's trying to throw down the sanity. Zai does get low. Corner Brace will not save him. They have killed off the center. Matsu, he also falls. Ramses with the impetus is enough damage, but Nisha, he's still strong, and he's ready to clean up the house as Ramses will fall. Buybacks are coming out from the side of EG. Yapso's getting low, but Arteezy's hexed up. He's rooted down. Arteezy will fall, dead for 50, and now Nisha, he steps towards another kill. Another net off the mark. Arbet still being chased upon. E-Blade will slow him down. There's the root. Nisha has the control. Arbet is surrounded. Fly is trying to come over. Can he help him in time? Is there anything for this OD? There isn't. It's a triple kill for Nisha, and the fight's not over yet. Yapso setting up for Nisha to step across, hold down another. Crit will fall. Ultra kill for Nisha, and look at the back line. He's got deep as well. Another root, another all down. Fly will purge it off, but Nisha, he's diving on. Rampage for the Meepo. He wants more. He wants the double. He surrounds Rams. He's rooted up. Buybacks are coming out. Can they do anything to save him? They'll force him back. Now he'll turn. Maybe Nisha's bitten off more than he could chew. The E-Blade saves the Meepo from the potential hits of this Enchantress. As Nisha, he can back away. There's just nothing that EG had to answer this Meepo.
I like looking at the damage done here in particular. Everybody else, you know, they do a nice 2,000, 3,000, nice 5,000 from Ramses, and 10,000 from Nisha, of course, in that fight, standing in the midst of everything. It was still a pretty, I mean, it looked like a pretty decent fight from EG, too, the way that they set it up, but they just have no solution for the Meepo. Nisha is just absolutely out of control. And he's got another Eye of Scotty on top.
He has indeed. The stats, I mean, Sanity's Eclipse, it's never going to do anything.
I'm pretty sure he has more mana than the OD. Yeah, he has 300 more mana than the OD at the moment.
There you go. Arbet's going to need a lot of charges to even tickle the Meepo at this point, and at that point, you're still trying to nuke through 3,500 HP. Nisha's game, it was just spelled out perfectly for him in the draft, and he's showing us that there are little to no mistakes being made by him this game. He has just made this Meepo look untouchable, as EG now down 19k, 20k behind Secret.
This Meepo has 2 heroes net worth as well. He almost has the same net worth as both the Void and the OD combined. It really just seems like such a dream Meepo game, as Nisha's been making it look so too. 8-1-1 at almost 500 last hits at these 32 minutes. He's just cruising.
I mean, this game, you know, as you say, the draft already, it looked hard for EG to execute, and then came the Meepo. It just really was that extra bit of a kicker, and now Secret stepping into the jungle, and Crit will get the toss back there. Look at the Puppy inside. They're Crit's up, and Puppy, he is falling low to the hard hits of the OD, but Crit's been separated. Nisha and Matsu clean him up. They do lose the Wyvern, and there's the gem on the decks. Matsu lays up with the wall. He kills the 2. It's a triple kill from Matumbaman. Arteezy's trying his best in the corner. He'll kill off Yapso, but now he's potentially in trouble. Another time walk. The double buybacks coming out from EG. They're trying to slow down Nisha. Glimmercape keeps the Meepo safe, and he'll get out of there. As there'll be 1 buyback from Puppy, 2 on the side of EG, Fly and Arbed. Again, they are getting some kills out of this EG, but they just cannot get the big one. They cannot get the Meepo.
No, there's so many different things to address too. It's like the Meepo is something to address, but also we saw Matumbaman in that fight. They're perfectly set up. He gets the Boundless Strike on multiple different heroes, as he also gets the Wukongs on top of Abed. I just watch how fast Abed dies when he starts getting focus fired. We see he's hexed up, he's controlled by the Wyvern. Ramsey is able to do a lot of damage. Then you see Matumbaman. He's also a force to be reckoned with, as he just deletes the OD in no time in that fight. And Arteezy, he knows I can't focus fire Meepo. I do nothing to Meepo. I have to just kill a measly, a pretty farmed Skywrath in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the only kill that he can get on his own in those sort of situations, which are going to happen when he gets in with the Chronosphere. Secret have so many ways to stop the rest of Evil Geniuses being able to help out Arteezy.
Yep. 4,000 health now on the Meepo, as we have a level 25 already. It's very early, of course, but you know, it's a Meepo, so it's to be expected.
Stampede. He's going to look to jump in on mid.
On Ramses.
He's got to use the false promise straight away, Fly, but now Fly will be focused. Another force gets him away. EG, they're going in. They're trying to play aggressively here. Crit, looking for the toss back. Hex is out. They're onto the Tony. On the back, Fly. He's being focused by Matsu. Defensive Astral will help out for a little bit of time, but they kill off Crit. They smack down Fly with a Boundless Strike, and they're ready to dive in for more. Arbed, BKB's TP's out, and anything to stop it, there isn't. So Abed will escape, but with the two supports down for a minute, Secret, they can push in, take the tier 2, and they take towers at such an incredible rate with the amount of damage that Nisha does. They're ready to go high ground, and with that long cooldown of the chrono, it's still not there for 40 more seconds.
Yep, the repair kit comes out. Who do they give it to? It's on Abed. He throws it out to the tower, but the tower's already dead.
It does nothing at all. And now into the base they go. Zai finds the setup. Ramses, he's forced back. Can they quite finish him? He will live. They'll protect Ramses. Arteezy able to sort of take the focus away from the Enchantress. They're starting to steal up, build up some of the mana on Abed. He's getting the charges, but the racks they're going. The melee racks fall. Now with the TP in, can they get any sort of catch crit? He's looking for the toss back. Only gets a creep though. Secret, they're able to get everybody out of there.
And he's building up some stacks and some charges, but he has to be so careful because one Hex comes out, one Disable comes out. The Oracle was dead. They have to be very careful how they play that fight, and he needs to build up. I mean, I can't even do the math on it, but he needs to build up like 30 Sanity Eclipse charges for it to even bother the Meepo at all. As he's just still more mana than the OD in the majority of these times, and 4,000 health that he has to go through as well. So he can still kill the other heroes, but yeah, it just continues to be the Meepo.
Now, some of EG smoked up. Arteezy has Chronosphere available, trying to get his Satanic done so he has an extra way to sort of fight back if he does get sort of held down by the roots, by the nets, and doesn't want to use his BKB and can maybe rely on the lifesteal to give him that second chance at a fight.
Just how do they have the damage to actually break through this Meepo? It really doesn't feel like they'll ever be able to. He's just at this crazy amount of HP and sustain that he also has from the backup of his teammates. Like you said, they are going to be able to protect him a lot of times, even if he does get low in Matu.
Goodbye, Fly.
Easy kill.
Yeah, Matu's strength just sort of silently been growing in the sidelines whilst he just revels on the way that they're able to take fights with the lead that Nisha's managed to create. 30k this Roshan, it's going to push him up there. And this will be theirs once more. They'll have a refresher shard for whoever wants to take it.
It almost looks like some heroes are kind of poor in this game, just because you see that Alchemist, what we call, that Alchemist net worth up there at the top there for the Meepo. Almost 30k, like you say, at the 37-minute mark. Yeah,
I want a sort of performance from him. Sure, the game was perfect for him, but this Nisha Meepo, this man, he couldn't be playing this any faster, any better, any more reliably.
No, he's playing it with very little risks too. He's playing very careful the way he sends his Meepos forward too a lot of the times.
And that's the thing now. For EG, for the rest of this series, they've got to keep this Meepo in mind. Any sort of opportunity they leave open in a draft for a Meepo to be strong, Nisha will just destroy you with.
Yeah, I love when I see Meepos do that. Just give him a little bit of give him that medicine. Can't move. You're just stuck in place because of that Earthbind constantly. Backs up, he'll be able to continue growing that lead. 30,000 gold lead, 20,000 experience lead. I'm going to bring up that Dota Plus win rate, and it's 97.
3%.
3%.
That's not bad. I thought it'd be down at 1. There's at least a little hope being given towards EG.
Well, it's EG. There has to be a 3 there for EG, right?
I was going to say, keeping it here even in the finals. Giving Matu the refresher shard, potential for that extra long duration with the double BKB, and having 2 Wukong's commands is going to create such a long time where EG just can't fight into it. Now with the Chrono, if there's a Wukong's command laid down from outside of it, Arteezy is going to take quite a beating from the outside if he's anywhere near the monkey statues.
Just continuing to be mean, bully Ramses, trap him there. Yeah, you can feel it. Secret are just so confident in this one in EG. They're just getting trapped in their base now at this point. It's feeling like that last game all over again.
It really is. The tables have turned immensely. Secret giving EG a bit of a taste of what EG gave them in game 1, and without a doubt this one is definitely even rougher to take. The game has been drawn out to nearly the 40-minute mark. It is going to be no fun at all for EG to play from this position. They are still going to hold on the hope that a mistake is made, but you just see the amount of this map that Nisha's cleaned up. You see on the CS nearly doubling that of anyone else in the game. This Meepo has been flawless.
Yeah, and it's going to have to be I don't know, 4, 5 mistakes or something. Big mistakes by Secret for EG to even try to come back in this one. Look at this. Even the Monkey King plus the Skyreth can look to set up for kills here, EG. stepping outside a little bit here, and you see the rapier has been queued up already on the faces.
Oh,
you can tell how they're feeling. Even with a rapier, it doesn't feel like he's going to do any damage to the Meepo
But
anyway.
it's the only way they have a chance.
Yeah.
At least with that, then, he can kill the easier heroes that little bit quicker. Take away the two supports, for instance, if he does find Yapso and Puppey grouped together. But for the most part of this game, these two supports, they hardly even see each other. The positioning from them is in such a way that they're never going to be in a position where they both get caught in one chrono.
Yeah. Yapso's always been playing very greedy, especially on this Skrff mage, level 21. He's sitting, I mean, he's going to have Aghanims finished up too.
Oh, and he's got a spell to play with.
Ooh, lovely. Constant global concussive shots as well, giving information whenever any of the EG heroes do come outside.
And all just a bit of a waiting game for Secret to go in for that final push.
Did they pick up a certain item? I think, okay, they got Aghanims on Centaur as well now too. So just in case of anything, they will have a lot more damage mitigation coming out for them as Nisha.
As that tier 3 is gone. They'll turn towards Arteezy. Astro does come in time to help him out a little bit. As Arteezy can lifesteal, time walk back up in health.
That is so scary. If they're too slow on these saves, they might just get burst down before they're able to.
He's got to keep his cool so much. Every single usage of the BKB, everything, Arteezy, any mistake, I mean, even if he makes no mistakes, this game is going to be pretty much over unless EG can pull off a miracle. Crit, he's going to be in. Gets a rather deep toss back on Tanisha, one of the Meepos. They're trying to kill him off. They may be able to do so that once they do, they pop the Aegis.
He hit the real one, though, pretty far away. So he will respawn all the way back by the Ancients.
Yeah, smart play from Nisha, making sure to give up nothing. And even with that Aegis gone, of course, Secret are not worried at all.
He was just playing very cocky with those Meepos just to force a reaction, and he already came for it. At least the range racks, not the melee, but a little bit of something. As EG, they're all just huddled, so they're gonna try to do something here with the smoke. And they find Nisha.
They might catch Secret off guard. If they can get Nisha alone, I mean, sure, with the full 5 of them beating down onto him, maybe they'll have the chance of killing him off throughout the duration of a Chronosphere. It's still a maybe. You know, there's no definite to this. As Matu is around, Arteezy won't go for the jump. Smoke has been dispelled on him, and he's already back to base. He knows that he doesn't want to stay out on the map any longer than he needs to, with the way that Secret are constantly hunting for kills. The Secret, with their own smoke, are also looking for the setup. Yapso, his Aghanim's out. The amount that this hero can do, continuing to just skyrocket up in potential.
Yeah, he's had such a good game on Yapso. This game 7-1-12. Mostly in that early game that he was the one kind of driving the force. But yeah, it turned into an immense amount of farm for himself. And like we said, they're just trap EG in their base, acquire these next few items if you would like to. No risk taken by Secret just now.
And no need to. It's, you know, they're very happy for EG to come out of the base looking for action, as they know in pretty much 90% of the times that the fight's going to kick off, 99%, it's all going to be Secret. The lead there for them, just meaning that they cannot really lose a team fight unless they make some sort of issues, like some sort of mistakes that we just haven't seen from Secret in a very long time.
Yeah, it is at that 99% now, so we did trickle back up to that. As kind of expected, I mean, it's almost a 40,000 gold lead at the 40-minute mark, 43-minute mark.
Anisha found Ramses. Should be some sort of save for him. There's a force to break him out of the combo.
He was still E-bladed there, actually, so the Boundless Strike did no damage.
Now Nisha very close to being able to pick up that blessing, get another Meepo online for himself, and in mid, Ramses, he stepped forward this time. They've got enough to take him down. And Ramses, he is short of the money for buyback now. Secret moving for more Arteezy. He goes for the corner with the Stampede, the Aghanim Stampede, providing that damage resistance with Arteezy. He can't even kill off Yapso. Matu turns towards him. He's trying to keep him alive. Arteezy is just not doing enough damage. He doesn't have the aims to do so. A Secret, they'll surround the OD. And he gets the blink off in time. He will get away, but Arteezy's still in trouble. The Hex is out. Arteezy will fall. Dead for 90. They do finally get the Arbed OD as well. Both, of course, will buy back, but they're now without a Chronosphere. And without that, pretty much without any sort of hope of doing anything to stop the inevitable.
They literally do no damage to this Meepo. Abed got, I think, 5-6 hits off, and then he actually walked into the Chronosphere by accident, but either way, he was not going to have a chance to be able to bring down the
Matu pretty much
one shot?
lines. The buyback comes out. Matu going in deep, jumps forward with the Abyssal Blade onto Arteezy. Hex is there. Can they save Artur? Wukong Shimada's out. They force him to the side, but Arteezy again. GG is caught. EG will finally submit as Secret take game 2. I think we all wondered after game 1 how hard Secret would hit. And my goodness, they didn't hold anything back there with this victory, this beatdown onto EG, and it all started from the draft.